we keep on back to a new 1203BARRETT TV, and if you missed last episode, go and check it out. And in this episode, I'm going to be talking about how would suicide jokes work in cartoons, because there's a lot of cartoons in this world that throws in, and I'm referring to, I'm going to refer to two cartoons in particular, but obviously there's lots of cartoons that would have this kind of thing, and they don't always make it work good, right? They don't always make it work. That's just pretty much make it sad and depressing as well. I'm going to give two examples of cartoons, SpongeBob and The Simpsons. But again, there are plenty of cartoons that would have this kind of trying to make it as a joke, even though it fails miserably as well. But sometimes it makes it good. Sometimes it makes it good. Not all the time, but sometimes they can make these kind of jokes good. But again, a lot of times they don't make them good. Like, for example, One Course Meal, which, yes, it is infamous due to that one scene in particular, right? That one scene in particular when, the episode where Mr. Krabs drives Plankton to a very bad depression. Yeah, where Mr. Krabs drives Plankton to, speaking of which, I don't know why this episode still remains. Nickelodeon's stupid, right? Nickelodeon is absolutely crap, because they allow the panty raid, an innocent episode. Because again, that was at the end of Midlife Crustacean. That wasn't based on the whole episode. But they leave Plankton try to kill himself, and multiple times with Squidward as well, on TV. Nickelodeon is sick. And I don't like to be angry to y'all, or I don't like y'all to see me angry. I don't want y'all to see me angry, but there's just times where things just piss me off, though, that, like Nickelodeon, they absolutely know how to piss me off a lot. And this shows it, too, because this episode still airs on TV, along with a lot of the other infamous episodes that should be banned. Like, Nickelodeon's got some sick nerves, though. But again, Plankton getting scared of Mr. Krabs because Mr. Krabs is in a whale suit, and yeah, this is one of Mr. Krabs' worst appearances, though, of being a character, because, again, shows him he's the real villain. And I can name a lot of things saying that Mr. Krabs is the bad guy, more than Plankton, but again, we're not talking about that. We're talking about the one scene in particular where Plankton has had enough, and he just can't live any longer without being terrified, getting frightened by Mr. Krabs. Obviously, he thinks that it's a whale, but not knowing it's Mr. Krabs. And he just goes and lies in the middle of the road, waiting for a bus to run him over. And SpongeBob comes over to him, wondering why he's laying in the road, and he says that, "Can't you see I'm trying to get run over?" And he even tells SpongeBob, "Better not, why don't you just step on me?" To make him get killed faster. But obviously SpongeBob's saying that it's against his good nature. Yeah, SpongeBob lost his good nature a long time ago. SpongeBob never had his good nature in the worst seasons. No. SpongeBob is talking absolutely bullcrap when he says that it's against his good nature. Ha! Yeah. Says the guy that got a monstrous creature that almost killed Gary, right? And getting mad at Gary for no absolute reason. Like, yeah, SpongeBob lost his good nature a long time ago. But, again, and of course, Mr. Krabs, when SpongeBob tells Mr. Krabs that Plankton is laying in the road, ready, wanting to, for him to get killed, and Mr. Krabs is just laughing about it, saying that he's a mess, and starts laughing, not even caring, which, yeah, of course he's attempting to do murder, right? And that's illegal as well. And of course, there's lots of shows, like I mentioned, The Simpsons, that have some gags that of characters trying to commit suicide or trying to kill themselves, like Mo Sizlak on The Simpsons. There's multiple times with him And even back to SpongeBob with Are You Happy Now, where we have that one scene, or two scenes in particular, where one point it shows where Squidward is holding a rope, and he's like, I can't seem to be happy, and he throws the rope, and he's like, maybe this will help. But it reveals to be a birdcage he's pulling up. But what does that look like to you? What does that look like to you? Though he's depressed, and he says, I can't seem to be happy, and it's like he's about to try to hang himself. Again, remember, this is airing on a kid's show. This sick nonsense is still airing on a kid's show. Nickelodeon is sick sometimes, and it makes me sick. I lost all my faith on them, too. I can no longer trust them for the garbage that they've thrown at us. Like, still airing The Loud House, which lost its taste a long back. And just doing a lot of worthless garbage still. But still, just... And... I mean, y'all can just see it right here, though, where, yeah, it almost happened, though. For real. True story. It almost happened to me, I can just say. And, like I said, there are different shows that could make it work, right? That could make it work. There's loads of shows that can make it work. But it just depends if they do how the writing goes, right? Because, again, most of the time, it's not even funny. It's sad and depressing. Like, Plankton trying to get himself run over. They don't make it funny. And Squidward trying to hang himself as well. Or looking like he's going to kill himself as well. Doesn't make it really any funny. But, again, look at The Simpsons, though. I do find most of its gags, you know, they're joking on it, work. I do see them actually having these jokes kind of work correctly. Most of them, at least. I do find most of them to work pretty well, I can say. But sometimes I just can't. Like, when everybody was getting angry at Bart, which, yeah, I despise this episode. When everybody gets mad at Bart for a stupid baseball game. Yeah, for a stupid baseball game. Everybody starts hating on Bart, getting angry at him, and you feel his pain. And yeah, he eventually is writing that he hates himself, and he just jumps off, and nobody even catches him. So him pretty much trying to kill himself, and also when he's in the hospital, everybody is still angry at him just because of a stupid baseball game. Like, again, jokes like these, sometimes it can work, but it cannot work. It just depends how it's made. And another example from Are You Happy Now, along with, you know, this was before the rope scene that I mentioned. But yeah, Squidward sticks his head in the oven only to pull out brownies. But yeah, that's another suicide joke there in the episode. Squidward just putting his whole head in a brownie, or in his oven, just to pull out a tray of burnt brownies. Again, they can really make these obvious. They really do make these jokes obvious. I know a lot of kids are probably never going to get these, but I know a lot of adults will. I know a lot of adults, like myself, would get these types of jokes, and again, they're not even funny most of the time. They're just depressing. And again, there are jokes like on Merry Man and Barnacle Boy 4? Or 3? It's one of the Merry Man and Barnacle Boy episodes. You know, with SpongeBob getting Merry Man's belt. And with Mr... No, I can't speak today. When Patrick is going on about Wumbo, and about different things with Wumbo, and when Squidward is shrunk, he said, I wonder if a fall from this height would be enough to kill me. You know, jokes like that works, because it's funny, and this was in an early season, when the writing was good, right? When Stephen Hillenburg was working on the show. See, jokes like that actually make it funny, because, again, he says, I wonder if a fall from this height would be enough to kill me. You see, that's how you would make these types of jokes work. But the ones from Are You Happy Now and One Course Meal definitely do not work in the slightest. It's just sad and depressing as well. And like I said, there's lots of other cartoons that would pull off these kind of jokes that would not make them work either. It really just depends on the writing as well. Sometimes it can be funny, sometimes it can just be sick and twisted, I can say. It really just depends on the writing, really. But yeah, I personally would like to know what y'all think, though. And do y'all personally find these kind of jokes and cartoons funny? Because again, there's a lot of these kind of jokes in different cartoons. And heck, even movies. I'm sure there are lots of movies as well that would also pull these kind of attempts off as well, and maybe don't work either. It really just depends what you're looking at, though, right? It depends what you're looking at when it comes to the writing, really. That's all I can say. It just depends how it's pulled off, though. But yeah, I'd like to know what y'all think. Let me know, guys. Explode. Go to the next one.